AI is ruining everything, including yours, your children's lives, and the rest of your family's lives. Let's get into it. So right here, I'm gonna play you a couple videos and you need to take a guess which one is real and which one is AI. So here you go. Now, if you guessed that the second one was AI, then you would be correct. Now, what is scary to me is that this can be used in a few different ways that is not good. In fact, could potentially be weaponizing. It's very easy to go into Grok, ChatGPT, or Project Vivo, or even Project Flow and make a video that is muted and just simply put a voice over it. The scary part about these AI videos is that these videos are really good or they're close to being really good. The way that this can be weaponized is someone can get a picture of you and make you say or do something that you otherwise would never dream of. Thus, it would ruin your job and it would cost you your livelihood, basically. Now, right behind me is the shipping docks of Elizabeth. Now, what happened here was the IFA went on strike. Now, granted, they only went on strike for about a couple days, but in those couple days, there was no cargo shipments coming in or out of Elizabeth or out of the United States in general. Now, this happened all up and down the East Coast. But months earlier, SAG-AFTRA went on strike because AI is taking over jobs. Now, SAG-AFTRA went on strike for about 5 months, so there was no movies being made, there was no scripts being written, none of that. And that is all because AI is also ruining your jobs as well, and machines are taking over. But also, can you blame the employers here? Because I mean, it is cheaper to just hire a bunch of machines and just buy some stuff and use AI to get jobs done than it is to pay people. It just is. AI is also ruining the lives of children in two different ways. One of the ways AI is impacting your children is with social media. In fact, it is also impacting adults here as well. Now, there are plenty of child predators on the internet, especially on social media. You may have heard of true crime stories where teens are told to do something by a friend on social media. Well, the algorithm using AI would have suggested that person somehow, and that's very dangerous. You also have the algorithm itself that suggests very extreme content, such as views from extreme sides of the political spectrum. Also, there's body dysmorphia that was once found in magazines, but now it's all over social media's algorithm. Now, the algorithm uses AI to suggest content, especially on TikTok. That is where children can get something called brain rot. Now, all brain rot really is, it's just mindless entertainment that you could find on TikTok, YouTube, or any other place where you could get shorts, such as also Instagram as well. Now, do you remember the two videos that I posted in the beginning of this video? If you don't, you could go back to the very beginning and watch those videos. But if you look at the AI video that was recorded and compare it to the Will Smith video of him eating spaghetti that was recorded back in 2023, you will see how far along AI has truly come. And it's honestly become very scary. And now, of course, SAG-AFTRA went on strike over this because all they have to do is use someone's voice that is, let's say, dead or they're retired or something. All they have to do is use their likeness in some way and they're in the movie again, and they wouldn't have to pay any type of royalty to the family or to the actor or actress in general. And that is what SAG-AFTRA was fighting for. But the real problem here is with AI videos. Now, as a content creator myself, this is going to take away a lot of money from a lot of people. Now, imagine a tech review being done on, let's say, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus or something like that. Now, somebody else can do that same review. All they have to do is just simply make AI, get a bunch of B-roll, and use an AI voice. Now, that's gonna take away a lot of money from a lot of real creators. By the way, a sub to the channel would tell YouTube's AI to recommend more of these types of videos from my channel. Also, getting yourself a membership also supports the channel. You know, you can actually do that. Now, I know this next one is going to sound crazy, but another way that AI is ruining our children's lives is with assistants, such as Google Assistant, Gemini, Amazon Alexa, Siri, you name it. Now, in fact, I think there's nothing wrong with assistants and smart speakers in general, but the problem is that a lot of times kids are using these to get homework done, to get answers to problems, when in fact, kids are now learning at a much slower rate, so much so that there was an 8th grade class that only read at about a kindergarten level. Could you just imagine that? Just imagine AI ruining your children's lives so much that they can't even read. So that's why I think it's important to monitor our children's use of technology. Now, of course, one example of this is, let's say that your child has a 1,000-word essay on George Washington for homework. Now, your child can actually do the work and do the research himself, or the child could just simply say, ChatGPT, give me a 1,000-word essay on George Washington, and boom, it's already done. All they would have to do is copy and paste that into a Word document. Now, of course, in general, technology as a whole is also making our children act out in ways that were unimaginable way back 20 years ago. Nowadays, you see kids, a lot of times they're given pacifiers in the forms of tablets or smartphones. This is a very dangerous thing, because now, if you take away that smartphone, even for 5 minutes, a child will start acting out and start screaming in the doctor's office or in public or wherever you're at. And this is ruining our children's brains. And the final thing that AI is ruining is friendships and the ability for people to meet in person. Now, when you first got your social media account, probably in the 2000s, you were probably added a bunch of people who you didn't know. But what this does is this gives us social anxiety. Why? Because it's much easier to simply press add friend than it is to, let's say, go out somewhere and just talk to someone. It's also much easier to just swipe left and right on someone instead of approaching someone. Now on Instagram, you actually have AI friends that you can actually DM, and you can have real conversations. Now, yes, that is nerve-wracking indeed, but this is hurting people's relationships in general. It's better to just approach someone, say hi, and start a conversation and make real connections with people than it is to just simply add a friend, because they could just simply decide they don't want to talk to you and just have you as a friend for some reason. Now, finally, what can we do? Well, we could start by not giving our kids any technology. I mean, we tend to give our kids our phones or tablets as some sort of pacifier when that's not what their intended purpose was. Now, of course, the best thing to do is to get them to play with regular toys and get them to actually talk to people and get them to make friends with other people, not online, but in person. Another thing that we could do is we could put a curb on AI. So for example, you can't copy paste any essays or anything like that. You actually have to type it out. Now you could get ideas from that, or you could, I don't know, use it as some sort of math solution to check your problems instead of actually getting the answers. Also, I think we need to make sure that when kids are using technology, that they're using it safe and that they're using it with adult supervision. That is a big thing in my opinion. And of course, it's going to keep everyone safe. Also, I think putting a limit on how many jobs AI can be given from an employer. You got to put some sort of limit on that, and I think that will help the economy. Now, with that said, does AI have its benefits? It absolutely does. Like, for example, you could come home and you could tell your smart assistant to turn on your lights or do simple things like that. And of course, AI can do a lot of things, but I think there needs to be a limit on what it can do, because what is happening is it's getting very scary, and a lot of people are going to be using AI very irresponsibly in the future. Now, if you liked what you saw in this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you want to see the Amazon Echo Spot review that I did, That video is right here in the playlist right over here. Now, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.